And all of you, please try to switch on your cameras also and make it a habit, beta. I can see Parth. I can see. Yes, very good. Okay, so yesterday we have seen what exactly how this course has been structured, and we have 5 modules. We will be starting with the first unit today itself with the introduction. Then we are having programming in C, where we will be discussing all these types of data type, how you will be declaring your variables, how you will be using them. Although most of you are familiar with all these things, but we will be discussing it with respect to the domain that you have opted. Now, after that, we'll be having the fundamental features in C, where constructs, loops, storage, which is static storage and dynamic storage, we will be discussing. Then we will proceed with the array and functions, and then advanced features in C, where file handling, pointers to function, pointers to array, and two more types of pointers which are already there. We'll be discussing that also in detail. So this is how your syllabus has been structured, and these are the learning outcome that after completion of this course you will be able to understand how you will be writing your program, and a small project also you will be able to execute. And this is not mandatory, but if you wanted to do it in a group, then you can go ahead with that small problem which I'll assign you. And as far as assessment is concerned, you will be having your class test, which is of MCQ based, 15 marks. Then 10 marks home assignment will be there. Some questions will be given to you. You will be solving them. And you will be having a quiz, and quiz plus Viva I will be planning. So that will be the weightage of your internal assessment is of that 40 marks will be there, and 60 marks will be the end term examination, when you will be having your semester end examination in that. For lab, there is a 15 marks performance record. So yesterday I gave you the briefing that how we will be doing that lab. Through online mode we will be doing that. And how I will be evaluating the performance, I'll assign you certain exercises. First I will give you the demonstration, and then I will be assigning you one experiment. Within a window of 5 days you need to complete it. You can submit it as a soft copy with the snapshot, either on the same day or within the 5 days, either on my mail ID. So that is how I will be evaluating your performance in your lab. Lab record is basically how you will be doing your lab exercises and how you are keeping that record with you. Then once you will complete all those sessions, there will be a viva, and 5 marks is definitely there for your attendance for lecture as well as for your lab part. So again, 40 marks assessment is there for your lab part also, internal assessment, and 60 marks is there is for end term examination, which is again sort of a online practical can be there, which is of 60 marks. Clear? So this is how your assessment will be there. Now today we'll be starting with the theoretical aspect, which is introduction to computer. What do I mean by computer? What all we can do, and how it is working. Although all are familiar with all these things, because this is a integral part of day-to-day life. Without mobiles, without computers, you cannot imagine your life. So we have already adopted this particular thing in our day-to-day life, and every day we are using that. But how we will, how this computer is working, what our internal parts are there, how it is behaving, we will be discussing that in detail with the internal aspect of it. So as far as its definition is concerned, so we all know that it is an electronic device which is operating under the control of certain instructions that we write or that we execute in our memory, and which is definitely taking certain input from the user and processing that data according to certain rules, according to certain instructions, and produces output out of it. And we can also save that information for future use also. So if by definition, if you see, we are calling it a electronic device which has certain set of instruction which has been written, which will be executed in a controlled manner, and which will take certain input, process certain, you can say some processes there which is processing that data, and further it is giving you the output. And that output either can be projected or that can be saved for future use also. So this is how your computer or your device is working. And if we see, the major part which is there is, you will be taking certain inputs, you are having certain processing unit, and based on that you are generating certain output also. So if we see, this has three major components: input, processing, and output. And this particular thing you must have already studied, that uh, ALU is there, CPU is there, your output unit is there, but how they are working, how they are behaving, we need to see that all those things in very much detail. We will be discussing all those things in very much detail today itself. So if we see the, if we discuss the major functionality of this computer, so the major functionality is, it is taking data as an input. Fine. Why I'm taking this data? Because this is basically raw form of your input. This raw form of input can be image, it can be certain kinds of text, it can be certain kind of input that you are typing, it can be certain thing which we are feeding. So that is basically treated as an input. But what we do with that input, we are storing that data somewhere, and with the help of certain instruction. What do I mean by instructions? Computer is nothing without instruction. This is simply one device. Whatever you will whatever command you will give, whatever instruction you will give to the computer, that computer will take that particular instruction and will be executed by the computer. It is not having any artificial intelligence. We are making that computer intelligent with the help of those commands, with the help of those instructions, with the help of those set of rules which are there. So those instructions which are being executed require certain controller, require certain unit which is executing all those services, and we require that processing of that data also. So if you see, we are having input, we are having a processing unit which is processing all those things which is your raw data form, and it is also generating certain output also. And that output can be a simple, if I'm saying, you must have written hello world program, आपने C में भी किया होगा, अगर आपने कोई प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज की है, the first program that we execute is hello world. Whether it is Java, it is C++, it is Python, first program that you execute is hello world. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
What you do, you write something on the console, है ना? You print something on the console, you are not saving it somewhere. What if I'm saving that output also somewhere? So I require certain mechanism which is storing my data also. So if by far, if I'll see, it has input, it has output, it has processing unit, through that your computer is working. Fine. And can you name any of the input devices?
Ma'am,
Keyboard,
keyboard, mouse,
Okay.
mouse, scanner,
Okay. Input may you named mouse and scanner.
keyboard,
keyboard,
Okay. Keyboard is
Mouse,
also there. Mouse is there.
joystick,
Okay, so if I'll see,
controllers.
yes, so if I'll see in case of input, you have keyboard, you can have numeric keypad, जो कि आप majorly देखोगे in banks, they have a specialized numeric keypad for entering all those instructions. You will be having pointing device, which is your mouse. Although we can survive with three pointer device, but for games you have many more pointer device.
Joystick.
Joystick is also there. You can have remote control also, which is connected to your system, which is now available. You can have your touch screen also, which is giving input. You can have a scanner, definitely it is a input. And we can have graphic tablet also, which is being widely used nowadays when we do uh, these online classrooms, or on some kind of tablets which are there, where you can write, where you can do scribbling. So all those things is giving the input. This microphone which is there is also one input device. Digital camera, if you wanted to take certain input, you simply jack your camera with your device and you take you import all the pictures, you do certain editing, you so that is how we are taking inputs. Webcam is also there right now, that like I'm saying, please switch on your camera, because I wanted to see your face, whether you are studying or not, whether you are concentrating on the subjects or not. So what it is giving, it is giving me certain kind of input. See, if you are able to see me, that means you are getting that input that, okay, ma'am is visible. Now if I'm saying you open your camera, open mute your microphone, so those instruction is basically giving that input, like whether I'm visible or not, you are visible or not. So those devices which are already around you is giving you a kind of input in many forms. Light pens is also there, we can have pens which can scribble something on the screen. So these things which has varied type of input, it is not limited up to your keyboard and your pointing device, that you are doing right click, left click, and somewhere you must have listened some of the projects also that they do in sixth sense technology. With the help of finger movement, they are giving certain inputs. So what it is basically kind of input, varied category of input that we can send to the computer device. And this is how your you can say major domains is being structured. If you wanted to work only on the speech aspect of the input, like I'm saying ki all the things, all my whole computer should be controlled by my speech with my certain voice command, fine. So all the things like Google Speak is there, your Siri is there. What you are doing, you are controlling the whole you can say your device with the help of certain input, which is coming as a human voice as a command. So that is also one input. And in sixth sense, I'm saying I'm moving my fingers, like first finger, if I'm pointing, it should be a single click. If I'm moving twice, then it should be double click. If I'm moving third finger like this, then it should be the right click. So this is the kind of input that we can forward to the machine. But based on my input, my processing unit should be capable enough to process that data. When I'm saying that whole machine should be, you can say, uh, should be functional with the help of command. That means whatever command I'm saying, whatever thing I'm speaking, it should be translated into a manner so that it can execute my command. And one of my student in 2010, when I've joined MET, he has designed this project. uh, at that time, R was very new, R language. R is basically for data analytics and data, you can say, manipulation, it is there. So what he did, he was very much into the gaming part. Earlier, he did one project which was in minor project, which was a AI game. So he has created one AI game, and his score was very low, because gaming project is not at all treated in a very good manner in a huge domain. If you are saying that you are doing one project and you are simply saying that I'm creating one TikTok 2 program, then it won't be taken that seriously. Somewhere one student is making one project in AI, and he's taking certain data which is in raw form and processing something, and you are projecting your game, so that won't be treated in a very good manner. But he has designed that game very well, but his score was very low. and he was very much disappointed कि मैम मेरा स्कोर बहुत लो गया है और मुझे ऐसा प्रोजेक्ट नहीं करना है. So what he did, he started with one project. He said, ma'am, I will be doing the complete project with the help of voice command. And I asked how you will do that. That our programming is there, I'm comfortable, and the perceptron concept I have studied, I'll do that. Fine. He started with very simple command, wake me up at 6 o'clock with this song. Right. So that was the first execution that he did. Wake me up, that means he has started that particular song, and that song was executing with the help of his laptop, and gradually sound was increasing just like an alarm. Very simple execution. He showed it to me. I was very impressed ki how you did it. He did it thoroughly with the help of our programming concept, and for the very first progress presentation, no one understood कि ये क्या है. Simply voice command, wake me up with this song, and that too song. And again, he was grilled like anything. So I said, okay, do one thing, try to convert this project. इसको कुछ एक genuine problem में लेके जाओ. So he said कि मैम, shall I make write a mail to Bob with this message? मैं को fine. So he worked for at least 1.5 months. Then he come up कि मैम, I'm giving instruction, and he gave instruction to the program that opened his Gmail account, wrote a mail with a message, hi, please take care of my marks, send it to me, with a very simple program. And that was the project he did in 2010, right? And at that time, Siri was also introduced at that time, and he was doing that thing parallelly. And project was hugely appreciated when he has completed with 2-3 tasks. And later on, he joined John Hopkins University for his MS. And during his MS first year, based on this project, he was assigned internship in Apple, where he has worked for robotic arm for bomb defusal. That robotic arm was by given the command with the help of human voice command was there, and that robotic hand was diffusing a particular bomb, or you can say any of the item was there. Just because of that major project, which looks very simple कि okay, voice से आपने simple 2 module को run कर दिया कि wake me up and write a mail to this person, but that idea take him to that MS. Then right now he's also working in the same kind of a security project where he's using that NLP part, robotic arm part he's doing. But his score was very low. His score was 7.5. But his aim was very much clear. Ki, ma'am, I wanted to do something like this. He started with games, but because of that marks problem, he came up with this idea. He started with this project, and right now he's in US earning very well. His younger brother is also there in John Hopkins. He's also doing his MS, and similar kind of thing he is also doing. Both of them was very average student, but their idea is very much clear. We will be doing something which should be very much into the demand, and he opted for that university also. He looked for those university who can give him a similar kind of platform to work. So because at that time John Hopkins was doing that NLP research, there was a complete project which was executing over there. So his project played a major role for that MS application and for that thing also. So don't think that when we are saying there is an input can be of any form. And this particular input that I'm saying, that joystick is there, your keyboard is there, your mouse is there, your scanner is there. The varied form of data forms the variety of processes also. If I'm saying natural language command, so I require certain domain which is handling natural language processing. And that particular program should be written in a way which should take my command and execute accordingly with the command. So this input is talking about all those varied form of data, which can be from keyboard, which can be from pointing device, from a scanner, from touch screen, from microphone to your digital camera to your webcams to your light pens. And if you see, in case of your billing part, your OCR reader is there, which is taking those quantity values and the amount which is printed on the screen. So all those things are basically the input to your device. And based on the device, definitely we will be processing it with the help of certain user instructions. Am I clear? Any doubt to anyone in this part?
No, ma'am.
Any issue? Any
No,
question?
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Is it clear?
No, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
similarly, for your output, again we are having lots of devices which will provide you that output. And in that output, the majorly that you see your output in terms of your monitor, that the output that you are getting on the console is your monitor. But that can be further redirected to a printer where you wanted to take certain printout of your report, your file, your scores. That will be the printer. And printer category is huge. You have laser printer, you have inkjet printer, you have dot matrix printer. But printer is definitely there is a output device. For designers, there is a plotter, which is further giving your output to the console. And right now, majorly output that we are seeing is through the projector. If you have made one PPT that should be projected, you are going to present it with the help of a projector. That is also one output device. We are having variety of monitors are also there. And these are the categories through that you will be projecting your data. A speaker is also one kind of output device. If you are not able to listen what I'm saying, then that means output is not there. So that also treated as a, that speaker is also treated as an you can say output device. When you listen to your songs, you jack your output speakers into that, you wanted to see some movie. So those are the output devices. Again, it requires from input to output how it will be processed, how it will be converted, and then only you will be able to see the varied property of output also. So in if you say in output, major categories: monitors, your printers, plotters are there, projectors are there, then you are having your speakers, variety of speakers are there, then we are having projection panels also. It is not limited up to a multimedia projector. There can be a possibility that huge resolution screens are there where you will be projecting the output. So similar way we will be having the output screen. Is it clear? Output, what exactly we mean by output and the varied property of output?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No doubt. So because all these terms are very much familiar to you and every day you see, but we should know what exactly we mean by this input. And input we always say in the raw form, because computer or this device only understands binary, only 0 and 1. So when I'm speaking something, so when this particular thing is being translated, it's being converted, it has to be in a way that machine should understand in a binary form. So that is why we require this processing unit, which we call as a CPU, which is coming as your motherboard. You have lots of things you will be processing your data. Your raw facts and figures will be processed with the help of this processing unit, which has ALU, which has arithmetic and logical operation. Certain registers are there which will be taking care of that data. Certain control unit is there which is controlling the complete operation, and that will form the complete controller unit. So am I clear with these two slides? Any doubt to anyone?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Any question? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No,
So
ma'am.
it is clear? Okay. So, oh man, इतना थक गए हो हाँ?
Yes, ma'am.
थक गए. Okay. I can understand.
Yes.
It is tiring. I can understand it is tiring, but we have to learn also. We'll go very slow. We are not going to finish it within a week or 2-3 days. We'll go slowly, and definitely whenever you feel any issue with the speed, definitely let me know. Give your feedback that ma'am you are going very fast or it is not clear to us. Do tell me your feedback straight away, so accordingly I'll plan your lectures. Okay. So don't feel it ki we are sitting from 9 to 5:15. So don't put it in a way. Try to understand. If things are not clear, you're not in a state to understand, please repeat that question again tomorrow. Fine, so that we can repeat the things. But all these things should be very much clear to you. Once simply don't take this as a definition which you have studied in 10th class or 12th class. If there is an input, there is an output, there is a process. And input में सिर्फ keyboard और mouse बन गया, output में सिर्फ monitor बन गया. No, you should know the variety of input, you should know the variety of output, and you should understand why this variety of input is controlling that process also. Fine. So that is the main objective of this introduction to computer. It should not be a 10th definition, it should be a definition which goes towards computer science and engineering. Clear? Okay. So as I told you that we will be having this processing unit which has this ALU, which has this control unit, and you will be having your memory unit also into that. And what do I mean by that? I'll be discussing that in detail again. See, your computer, or if you say this computer, comprises of two things. First one is your devices, your hardware, and this hardware is nothing without software. If you simply say that we have purchased one laptop, but there is no OS, and if you see the cost of OS or the cost of your software is a cost also involved while purchasing a laptop also, because you have to go for a licensed product for that. And if you're purchasing a licensed product, that cost of laptop will be very high, because that is a combination. Without this software, your hardware is nothing. So to start with the laptop, you require certain services which should be there, which start this computer. And there should be a power on self-test, which is taking care of all those devices which are connected, whether your keyboard is working or not, whether your pointer is working or not, whether your sound card is working or not. So all those things needs to be taken care when we are starting up with the computer. And that hardware is only functional with the help of your software which is there. Now, if you see that computer hardware is having lots of things, you have monitor, you have mouse, you have keyboard, you have a computer data storage, which can be your hard disk, and there can be external drives also, which is saving your data. You can have your pen drives also, you can have a CD reader also over there. You can have graphic cards, sound cards are also there. There should be certain memory slots. Motherboard is there. Lots of chips which are uh, you can say large integration is there, or small integration chips are there, which comprises this particular system, which is known as your motherboard is there. So all those things is making your complete system. And major part which is processing this particular part is your motherboard, which has this processing unit. And that processing unit has lots of types of chips, which is very large integrated chips, or you can say small integrated chips. And you must have studied the concept of registers, transistors, and gates. And those chips are definitely made up of only these components. जहाँ पे आप कुछ लॉजिकल ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, एंड ऑपरेशन, और ऑपरेशन, नॉट ऑपरेशन, you are converting that date input to XOR node. So all those things will be there as a processing unit in your machine. And whenever we say hardware, hardware means we can touch something. But software is, without software, you cannot work on the system. And again, we are having variety of software also within the computer. We'll see that classification also, what exactly we mean by your software, and how we will be dividing them when we are making this particular system functional. So if you see your processing unit, which is your CPU. CPU is something like brain. Uh, we we are having this decision making, we are having this processing of a particular situation, or where we are taking certain decision. This is our brain which is giving all those instructions. And in case of computer, your CPU is that brain which is giving instructions to the computer, what it has to be, what has to be done. For example, when you switch on your computer for the very first time, when you boot your computer, there is a power on self test which is known as post. POST, which is known as power on. It sends a signal to every connected component. Fine. Suppose my keyboard is not functional, my keyboard is not working. So in that case, what it will do? It will simply notify me that error, that this particular device is not functional. Suppose my external drive is not working. It sends me an error that this particular device is not functional. So this power on self-test, which is the first instruction to my all the devices, first check my hardware. Everything will be checked, whether it is hard drive, and sometimes you find a black screen. होता है ना एकदम blank हो जाएगी आपकी screen, or there is some blue screen which has some message as some exception has occurred, some null pointer exception, or some bad area is there of memory. That is basically an area which says that some error has occurred. Either there is no memory, that something has to be deleted, or some area has been, you can say some area has been corrupted. So you need to work accordingly for that, because it is checking all the things and then it will be starting with the system. And if everything works fine, you come up with the desktop screen, you come up with your credential, you start typing your login, your password, and then it'll start working. So this is how your computer works. First, start with the power on self-test. Then you will be having your read-only memory, where the instruction is there to start with the operating system. You see, first thing is there, your operating system has been mounted. Right? If you have Windows, then Windows will be starting. If you have Linux, your Linux operating system will be started, because after that power on self-test, your instruction which are there in ROM, which is read only memory, is going to be executed. And the first instruction which was there is to start up with the operating system, which is your BIOS command, basic input output operations. Fine. So those instructions will be to start with the operating system. Suppose that then you cannot start with your operating system. You again need to install the operating system. You need to debug that particular issue. So all those things will be there when you are starting with the your computer system. And this is how your whole controlling unit will be there. It has CPU. CPU has your logical operation unit. It has control unit, which sends the commands, which sends these input instructions. कि okay, what should be the sequence? Suppose आपने power on self test किया ही नहीं, system को start कर दिया, and then operating system is giving you error that you cannot write into the memory because hard disk has been crashed. You cannot work with this way, because first you need to check whether everything is fine or not, then only you will be starting with your operating system. Fine. So the sequence of instruction, how they will be executed, how they will be called, is being controlled by a control unit, which is part of your CPU. But those control unit, where exactly you have written those instructions, having certain registers where we will be saving those instructions. And those instructions is nothing but your memory area. It can be a random access memory, which is your RAM. It can be a read-only memory, which is your ROM. And through that, we will be doing instructions. And there can be a possibility we are reading certain instructions from the hard drive also. Fine. So who will be doing all those things? We will be doing with the help of CPU, which has ALU, which has control unit, which has certain register, and support of primary memory and secondary memory. Am I clear? Any doubt to anyone? Any issues?
No, ma'am.
So
No, ma'am.
this is the diagram. This is the diagram which is talking about all those things. That we are having input unit, lots of variety of input. We are having output, again variety of output which will be printed. You are having memory unit. Memory can be primary, memory can be secondary. We will be having the control unit, and control unit is further communicating with the ALU. So this is how your complete unit has been designed, and this is a major block diagram, how your computer work and how your computer behave. These are the major components. The diagram which we have seen earlier, this diagram has been further expanded with the help of these many units. If you see in your CPU, you have ALU, for calculation. You have internal communication, because for this calculation, you may need to read some data from certain devices, or some input form are there. So we require internal communication also. We are having temporary storage into the memory with the help of registers. We are having this control section, which controls our instructions, in which manner it should be executed. That is the part of control section. We will be having input interfaces, output interfaces, storage is there, your RAM is there, your ROM is there. We will be discussing all these things in very much detail in next lecture. What exactly we mean by these devices, how they will be functional, bus kya hai, registers kya hai, how they will be saving, and why we are studying all these things. And it should be very much clear if it has been there into the syllabus, why we are studying there. Because after this you are starting with your C language. Why? Because see, in C, yesterday most of you have discussed this term that we can write operating system with C, we can work with devices, we can work with memory, because with C programming language you can work in this particular area. You can start with this particular communication. You can send certain interrupts to your input, you can send certain interrupts to your output, and you can write certain instructions which are dealing with this memory area also. So all those things are possible with C programming language. So first we should be very much clear what exactly we are having in our computer system, how they are working, how they are behaving. Then we will be studying what all interfaces, what all things are available with C programming to work in this particular manner. Because we are saying that C has a maximum capability to work with the hardware. So that capability is achievable with the help of certain library function, with the help of certain functionality which is there in C, and through that we will be using that. Am I clear? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Yes,
No
ma'am.
doubts, no issues? So is it sufficient, or should I proceed with the block diagram?
Your choice, ma'am.
My choice. Okay.
Yeah, wait.
So
It's up to you. Yes, ma'am.
so I'll be stopping right away. In next lecture, I will be continuing with the expanded block diagram of this CPU and the complete functional unit, how it is behaving, how it will be working, and we will try to map it with programming also. Okay, how it will be useful in programming and how we will be working with the help of these things. So in next lecture, we'll again continue with the same slide, but with the clear-cut elaboration on the control unit part. Fine. So now I'll be starting with your attendance part. So let me open your register also.
Ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta.
Ma'am, I have a doubt. You said that in post the post system checks like keyboard and pointer system as well. So without any input during the startup, during the boot process, how does it check like the buttons are working? Because
it is simply like one light signal. Whenever you start your system, you see your keyboard blinks.
Yes,
you see every monitor is also blinking. There is a power signal which will be passed to all the devices.
Okay,
Right?
it's not
And if
checking the
it won't
functionality.
return back, that means there is a issue.
Okay, so it is just checking whether it is connected or
Yes.
not.
Yes,
It's
yes,
not checking whether it is functional or not.
yes. When I'll discuss with the power on self test, I'll show you what kind of instruction has been passed to the system. Okay, we'll discuss that also in detail. Fine.
Okay.
So you all remember your enrollment number, or you know I need to call you by names? All of you know your enrollment number?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So I'm starting with the group X, 91.
Present, ma'am.
Please show me your face also, beta. I cannot see you, beta.
Present, ma'am.
Present, fine. 92,
Present.
94, 94. Pranjal Arora. Not here. 96, 97,
Present, ma'am. 96.
Present, ma'am.
Naeem.
Present, ma'am.
96,
Present, ma'am.
97, Vipin,
Present, ma'am.
Divyanshi,
Present, ma'am.
Divyam,
Present, ma'am.
Mohit.
Present, ma'am.
Mohit, I cannot see you.
Present, ma'am.
Shekhar,
Present, ma'am.
Sahil,
Present, ma'am.
Sahil,
Ma'am, I don't have a webcam. Present, ma'am.
Sahil, switch on your camera.
Ma'am, I don't have a webcam.
You don't have a webcam, okay. Arshi,
Present, ma'am.
Vanshika,
Present, ma'am.
Vidhi,
Present, ma'am.
Shivansh,
Present, ma'am.
Hiren,
Present, ma'am.
Hiren,
Present, ma'am.
okay. Gauri,
Present, ma'am.
Samir, Shreya,
Present, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Sudiksha, she was not present yesterday. Yash, Yash
Present,
Kapoor,
ma'am.
okay.
Present,
Hardik,
ma'am.
Hardik, Hardik Anand, Vanshveer,
Present, ma'am.
Sankirat,
Present, ma'am.
Ishita, Ishita,
Can you tell the enrollment number?
Ishita, your enrollment number is A230 522 0320.
Yes, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
320, okay. Neha, Parth,
Present, ma'am.
Neha Goyal,
Ma'am. Ma'am, present.
okay. Aditya,
Present.
Satvik,
Present, ma'am.
Satvik is there or not?
Present, ma'am. Present.
So in this session, Hardik is absent, Sudiksha is absent, Sparsh and Pranjal Arora. These 4 students are absent.
Ma'am, I am present. Number 92.
Beta, that must be in the Y batch, okay? I'm starting with the Y batch also, okay?
I am in the X patch. I am
pretty sure excuse-
about it.
Wait a moment, beta. हाँ बोलो.
Ma'am, can we leave now? The ones
Those
whose
who have given the
attendance are
attendance
done.
can leave, beta.
Okay. Thank you.
Lakshita. Sorry, Lakshika.
Present,
From
ma'am.
section. Sagar.
Present, ma'am.
Sagar Vadhva.
Yes, ma'am. Present.
Aditya.
Present, ma'am.
Prajwal.
Present, ma'am.
Shantanu.
Present, ma'am.
Ojas.
Present, ma'am.
Naman.
Present, ma'am.
Yuvraj,
Present, ma'am.
Kushagra,
Present, ma'am.
Nikita,
Present, ma'am.
Pragati,
Present, ma'am.
Aruneet,
Present, ma'am.
Himank, Sudhanshu,
Present, ma'am.
Aryaman,
Present, ma'am.
Daksh, Kant, Rakshit,
Present, ma'am.
Aryan,
Present, ma'am.
Nibir,
Present, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Anshuman,
Present, ma'am.
Prapti, Chaudhary, Parth,
Ma'am, Parth Bansal.
Parth Bansal,
Present, ma'am.
okay. Dakshit, Chopra, Bhavya,
Present, ma'am.
Sarang Gupta, Sarthak Gupta,
Ma'am. Present, ma'am.
okay, I have only these many names. Other than that, anyone is there?
Ma'am, I am Sparsh
What's your name,
Sundrayan.
beta?
Sparsh.
Sparsh, beta, when have you joined, beta? Your APW has been saved on what date?
Ma'am, on 30th.
Beta, I cannot see your name.
Ma'am, I was
Sparsh.
even present in yesterday's class. I have my attendance marked for that too.
And you are in which batch? X batch or Y batch, beta?
X batch, and last 4 digits of my enrollment number is 0292.
Wait a moment. Let me see. And for Y batch, I cannot see Daksh. And Daksh is absent. Prapti is absent. Dakshit Chopra is absent. And Sarang and Sarthak. Anyone is here in the classroom?
Sarang Gupta, ma'am. Present. 356.
356 Sarang. Okay, beta.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Sarthak Gupta.
Yes, ma'am, I'm present. 0357. Ma'am, and now,
Okay.
ma'am, now in Amazon, I have got my attendance less. I have not been marked present for today.
Excuse me,
Let
ma'am.
me again open your X section and let me check it. Okay.
Yes. Row number 2 in that section.
Yeah. Let me open register, beta. It will take some time.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta. 292, beta. Sparsh.
Yes, ma'am. 0292.
Yes. Now I have updated, beta. And Pranjal Arora is absent. Sudiksha and Hardik. Only these 3 students are absent in X batch. Now you can check your attendance. Yes, beta.
Yes, ma'am, the Amazon is
Have you
not
marked
loading.
present? Sarthak Gupta.
Yes, Sarthak, I have updated your attendance, beta. Sarthak as well as Sparsh. Okay. Sarang also.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta.
Ma'am, I actually attended yesterday's physics class, but I'm still not marked present.
Which class, beta?
Ma'am, physics, engineering physics.
And what was the time, beta, for that lecture?
Ma'am, 11:15 to.
Beta, it has been already freeze, beta.
Ma'am, actually, I messaged yesterday at night about 10:30 to at MS Teams.
Okay.
To Rohit sir, but no reply was there.
Speak to your PL, beta, regarding this.
I'm in the WhatsApp group.
No, you can directly send message to your PL, ma'am. Madhulika ma'am is there, no? You can send her a message that
Yes, ma'am.
this
I
was the
saw her name in the WhatsApp group only. That's why I asked.
you can write a message to Madhulika ma'am. She is your PL, so she will definitely send this message to your concerned faculty. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम
हाँ बेटा बोलो.
मैम ये ब्रिज कोर्स की अटेंडेंस मेन अटेंडेंस में जुड़ेगी क्या?
जुड़ेगी. Some weightage is there.
ठीक
Try to attend it. Okay. Try to attend.
ठीक है, थैंक यू.
Excuse me, ma'am.
हाँ बेटा बोलो.
Ma'am, the thing is that I have my entrances this month, so there would be, I won't be able to attend much of classes. So, is there any possibility that we can get substitute classes for these?
No beta, there is no option for that, and please inform your PL regarding it. Okay.
Ma'am, I already talked to her. She said that we have to attend these classes and
Yes,
everything. But the
yes.
thing is that obviously we cannot miss entrance exams and classes में पूरा दिन होती हैं, so it gets really tiring and everything. So
For that, please try to speak to your PL. Okay. Discuss
Send
discuss with her
4
once. Okay.
38 ms. 108.
हाँ बेटा बोलो.